The traditional British seaside puppet show, known as Punch and Judy, has a long history. It was derived in the 17th century from the Italian Pulcinella. In fact, the first performance in England was in May 1662 in London's Covent Garden by an Italian puppeteer called Pietro Gimondi, and ever since it's entertained generations of children and their parents. That is, until now. That was tough again. Kids didn't like it. Chucking everything at the tent. It's getting worse, Punchy, me old mate. Much worse. You're wrong. That's not the way to do it. It's the same way we've done it for 300 years. What's changed? 10 years ago it was hilarious. We were a major seaside attraction. What's gone wrong? Look in the hat. €1, 5 rupees and a piece of chewing gum. I know what you mean. But you can't just go on keep throwing the baby out the window. It don't get the laughs anymore. And I keep getting legal letters from women's rights campaigners. You gotta stop beating Mrs. Punch. Even that don't get the laughs like what it used to. Sorry, but you know that ain't the way to do it. And what the parents think you're gonna do with the blinking sausage, God only knows. Things haven't been the same since those animal rights nutters forced us to get rid of Toby. Lovely dog, God bless him. Those plant eaters complain that we use real meat sausages and it's corrupting the kids. Furthermore, those eco-warriors all cheer when you jam the crocodile's jaws apart with the policeman's head. And then they boo and shout when you beat the croc to death with your big stick to save the copper. It just don't seem right. It's mad. It's bonkers. You're right, but it ain't funny anymore. And I can't go on with it. I've got social services on my neck who keep threatening to take your baby into care because you're neglecting him or her or whatever it is. I'm sorry. It's all too much. And to cap it all, we're broke again. Sorry, Punchy, me old mate. After all this time, and I don't want to do this, you have 2 weeks' pay in lieu of notice and a week's holiday pay. So you're fired. Redundant, right? What about Judy and the baby? Well, that's your problem, mate. We all have our problems. What are you going to do? You'll have to get a job, not the rest of us.
Sorry to keep you waiting so long, Mr. Pulcinella, but our system flagged up your Italian name as a potential illegal. And since you're over 380 years old, the computer nearly went into meltdown. And that's why you've been referred to me. I'm from the Home Office, and I work closely with the Border Force and the police. Your form says your date of birth is 7th of February, 1641. You were born in Italy, your real name is Antonio Pulcinella, but you use the alias Mr. Punch. I'll call you Mr. Punch if that's okay, because it's much easier for me to say. And you also have a baby that is over 300 years old. Seriously? The form asks how you identify, and you have stated puppet. I have heard of male, female, trans, gay, but never puppet. You'll have to forgive me for being a little bit suspicious, Mr. Punch, but I regularly deal with claimants who make up all sorts of things just to get money and benefits, and I've been specially trained to get to the truth. Not much will get past me. Now, have you and your baby had a DNA test? The report says you both have the same DNA, but the lab technician couldn't work out what it was. We just can't get the staff. Now, Mr. Punch, you are clearly a very gifted children's entertainer, and wrestling crocodiles is very brave. You could be exactly what I'm looking for. However, I do have a concern. When I Google your name, it shows that you are a wife beater, and the police have been involved on multiple occasions. Okay, it was dismissed as a non-crime hate incident. The police said that 500 witnesses at the show wasn't enough, and it could have been consensual anyway. Seems fair enough to me. So, to be clear, you are not a prison leaver, as we now prefer to call them, and you've had no convictions for anything. That's just what I need to know, Mr. Punch. But, and here is a big but, you have not completed the EU settlement application in the required 12 months after the UK left the EU. So by rights, I should be sending you straight to Rwanda. However, you have exactly the kind of special skills needed for the job I have in mind. So I'm going to propose a deal. We will give you and your family full British nationality and backdated benefits, on the condition that you take the job I am going to offer you, and you must start immediately. Well, Mr. Punch, what is your answer? That's an excellent decision, Mr. Punch. Congratulations on your new job.
What a beautiful sight, and the weather is wonderful today, as the King and his Queen are on their way to Westminster Abbey for their coronation, and the bright colours of the royal attendants make such a wonderful picture. Oh, this is a day for us all to remember with pride. The police have shown themselves to be very well prepared. They've also been recruiting the specialist skills to deal with any type of potential protest. Oh, I've just been given some breaking news. By royal appointment, Mr. Punch, with a full supporting cast, will now be performing across the country. That's something for us all to look forward to. This is Lady Capstanley returning you to the studio.
Oh, give us a quid, mate. Cup of coffee. You know, I used to be a big star once. Had my own business. Punch and Judy show on the beach. We were one of the top shows on all the beaches in the south of England. Made a fortune by passing the act round. Then it all went wrong. Political correctness. Cancel culture. Too much big stick. Oh, the irony.